With the release of the new Minecraft Spring to Life update, it's really nice to finally see some more variations of some of the iconic Minecraft mobs which have been in the game since the very beginning. This time around we have new variations of pigs, cows and chickens, and we've also just got new wolf variations as well. So this means we now have plenty of passive mob variations, but we've also gradually seen some more variety with the hostile mobs too. We've got zombies, villager zombies, drowned zombies, horrific baby zombies, and husks for the desert biome. We even have new skeleton types and even a blaze variation as well. But there seems to be no love for the most famous mob in Minecraft, the creeper. So in this video I thought it would be fun to take things into my own hands and theorize on what some potential creeper variations could be that could be added to the game. So it's time to get out my handy little reference and get to work. So for the first creeper, I thought I would make a cave creeper, although technically it's not actually a cave creeper because it doesn't just spawn in any caves, it spawns in mine shafts. But I didn't want to call it a shaft creeper because that's kind of cursed. So the idea behind this is, I guess we don't really know much lore about the ancient civilization in Minecraft which built the mine shafts and built all of the temples in the games, but I thought it would be fun to add a bit of lore with that, and maybe this ancient civilization, just like how the ancient Egyptians used to worship cats, maybe this ancient Minecraft civilization used to worship creepers. And since the mine shafts tend to be filled with a lot of gold and loot, maybe they created a creeper, so this creeper is like technically crafted, not spawned, so there's kind of a limited amount of them in the world. They crafted some handmade stone creepers which would seek out anybody who dares to infiltrate the mine and explode. And since the player character is technically an intruder in the mine, that's why these creepers will attack you. So imagine that you're just walking through a mine shaft and you see a weird little thing in the wall, and it kind of looks like an etching into the wall that kind of looks like somebody designed an ornate creeper carving into the wall, but it's all cracked and faded and a little bit destroyed, and you look at it and you think, that's kind of strange. Interesting interior design choice. And then you keep walking and then you see another one. This one is on the wall and you know, it's another carving, but it's a bit less destroyed. So you're just like, okay, well, interesting, there's another one. You walk by, you're busy looting, mining, and while you're busy looting or mining, because you walked past this thing, you activated it. So this one, it's still intact, but it was dormant. So basically what they do is they slide themselves out of the wall, and I don't know if you guys have seen this video where this guy designed these dwarves, right? He redesigned dwarves, and one of the features that he added to the dwarves, which was really funky and kind of freaky but actually kind of cool, was he made it so that their limbs kind of tuck into their body. And I'm kind of thinking the similar thing for this creeper, like it's got legs but they're tucked underneath itself, so when you walk by and you activate it, it uncurls its legs and like breaks and slides out of the wall, and then because its legs are like curled up under each other, it basically like rises up as it comes out, so it's like a big menacing scary boxy looking creeper, because it's basically gonna wind out being like 2.5 blocks, 3 blocks ish tall. And it stalks you through the mines, and as it comes out, its eyes light up because it's now activated and you are its target. It follows you and then it explodes and kills you, catching you off guard from behind. And I feel like because it's made of stone and it's quite big and sturdy and menacing, it would also do a lot more damage than a regular creeper would. So I did some designs just to give a bit of a mock-up of how this might look like more so in-game, and I was kind of basing it off of the chiseled stone block, and then I also used a lodestone just to kind of get a feel of what kind of ornate pattern would be on this. I'm not sure if it would look something like this. I feel like you just want to keep it kind of simple, otherwise the design's just going to look too overwhelming. But I tried to make a mock-up, and I also thought that it would be fun if if you could make your own. So the player can collect chiseled blocks and put some TNT in it, and then you can get your very own creeper statue item, which you can place down and you can decorate your house with it or something. But basically if you put a lever on it, or basically you just activate it with redstone, then you can activate it and then it will become an activated creeper. But instead of being hostile to you, it is, you're its master, so it will go out to any enemy mobs and or anyone you hit, I guess, kind of like a dog would, and it will go out and explode them for you. So it can be a friend or a foe, I guess. For this creeper, I wanted to take a bit of a departure from what creepers usually are, and I wanted this creeper to be found in one of the newest biomes in Minecraft, the cherry blossom biome. To be honest, I have never ever wanted to do that drawing 1000 boxes from every angle challenge that they always say artists should do, but somehow the experience of drawing creepers was the first time in my life that I actually wished that I had done it. Anyway, the cherry blossom creeper idea was initially going to be a flower forest creeper concept, but then I spent ages drawing this absolutely absurd row of creepers with flowers on their heads, and I was like, you know what, never mind. This one I wanted to draw a flower on his head with petals drooping over the sides, but he ended up looking like an Albert Einstein creeper instead. So I tried to take a bit of a different approach instead, as you can see. So imagine there's like a big voxel flower sat on the head of these creepers, and their bodies are like the stem almost. But to be honest, I just wasn't feeling this concept. They just look like Pokemon, and I feel like their designs are a bit much for Minecraft. Like, I was already trying to make them simple enough and not some crazy over-designed flower, but I feel like I just needed to go even simpler than this, because I just came to the conclusion that even these would look so wildly out of place in vanilla Minecraft, and I just needed to tone it down a bit. So here comes the Blossom Creeper concept. So I wanted to add a bit of lore to the creation of this creeper. You see, it's not as hostile and deadly as a regular creeper, and I imagine it would probably honestly have like half the health of one as well, so it would probably just die in a few hits. So you know how the cherry blossom floats down from the trees and accumulates in piles in the biome? Well, this gave me the idea that what if those cherry piles accumulated even more over time and led to the creation of this creeper. This probably wouldn't be a process you actually saw happen in the game, it's just lore. Or I don't know, maybe it would be fun to actually add this, like if you collect a bunch of stacks of cherry blossom, maybe you could place them on top of each other to create big piles of blossom, which you could use as a decoration for your base, and then if you stack it too high, you can spawn a blossom creeper. Anyway, the idea is more like the blossom creepers are more like a spirit forest guardian or something that guard the cherry blossom forest and the flower forests. They present as light pink creepers with skin made of petals, and they also have a few 3D petals sticking out around the top of their head and their body to add a bit more of an interesting texture and differentiate them from the regular creeper a bit, so they're not just like a pink creeper. When they explode, they don't do much damage at all, maybe like 1 to 2 hearts, so they're not very deadly, but what they do have is a different explosion animation, which I literally didn't even draw here, even though I had this idea, but they'd explode into like a cloud of petals would be the animation, and the explosion would have a big knockback, which could be fun to play around with if you want to troll your friend when he stood near a cliff or something. But it's almost like they want to push you away out of this biome that they're trying to protect with this big wind blast, and when they explode they don't damage the environment, but they do leave behind a small scattering of flowers. And if you kill them, they leave behind garden flowers. Wait, what? What the heck did I just say? Gunflowers. Yeah, no, they drop gunpowder and flowers is what I meant to say. And I wanted to add a bit more spice to the creepers, so I thought it would be a fun idea that if you collect 8 flowers, and I don't know if it would have to be 8 different types of flower because I don't know if that's too much, but you can put 8 flowers in a ring in a crafting table and you can make a flower crown which the player character can wear. But you can also give the flower crown to the flower creeper before it explodes and it will become happy, which looks cursed. But when it's happy, it will no longer attack you. It won't be tame, like it won't follow you around, but it will be happy, it won't despawn, and now it feels so cute and so pretty and so happy that when it walks around, it will spawn flowers as it walks, kind of like how a snow golem will spawn snow as it walks. And then the final thing to do is add this baby to Minecraft. So I flew into my world, found a cherry blossom biome, filled it with a million creepers, did a photo shoot, and oh my god, they're so annoying. They walk away every 3 seconds, and eventually I got this picture with 2 creepers. So I edited it to give you an idea of what the 2 new creeper types might look like in the game. And I added a bit of green and yellow as well to their design, so it's a bit more generally floral. I made one of them happy, I added 3D petals, and don't have shaders in Minecraft, no problem, just DIY themselves. Like, I just drew fake shaders onto this image as well, and this is the final result. Let me know, what do you think of this idea? Would you be happy if Mojang added this mob to Minecraft? Do you have any other ideas for it? And if you gave a blossom creeper a flower crown and a name tag, what would you name it? Me and my friends are currently doing a Minecraft world, so we have like Minecraft night on Tuesdays, and the world that we are playing in, we are building in a dark oak forest. So I definitely wanted to create a dark oak forest creeper, but I ended up creating 2 designs because there's 2 big key things to take inspiration from in the dark forest, and that is the dark oak trees themselves and of course the mushrooms. So when it came to this creeper design, I wanted to kind of keep it in line with the theme of the dark forest, which is that it's supposed to be kind of dark and eerie, and I think mobs are kind of supposed to spawn in the day there sometimes because it's so dark. Although, to be honest, I don't really know if I noticed that happening, but I wanted to take inspiration from a withered, rotting kind of dark oak tree for the first creeper design. And as you can see, I finally wised up and figured that it would actually be a good idea if I did pixel art for these creepers, which makes so much more sense, right? And I really don't know why I was not doing that originally, because this made them so much easier to design and to conceptualize them actually being in the game. But anyway, this first creeper, I wanted to take inspiration from the creaking. So they added this new grey forest biome, and I don't know if the biome is called the creaking and the mob is called the creaking. I'm gonna have to look it up, to be honest. My Minecraft lore knowledge is lacking for these new updates. But yeah, they have the, oh no, it's called the hollow biome, isn't it? And then the creaking is this creepy guy who kind of looks like a tree who tries to sneak up on you. He's kind of like a weeping angel. If any of you grew up with watching Doctor Who, that is the most terrifying creature in the entire show, is the creeping angel. It basically moves when you're not looking super fast and does not move when you were looking at it. And I thought it'd be interesting to have the creeper with the dark oak forest theme be a bit more like the actual name, which is a creeper. It kind of tries to creep up on you. So I thought the idea for this one is that it basically tries to hide out of your line of sight. So if it's within, a certain distance where it's not going to be right next to you and is going to be exploding, if it's kind of out of that radius and you turn to look at it, it will try and get out of your line of sight and hide behind a tree. So these ones want to blend in and camouflage and hide behind a tree. So if you catch it coming towards you and you look at it, it will run away and it will hide. It's because what it wants to do is catch you unawares. So if you're looking at it, it will run away, it will try and get out of your line of sight, and it wants to really come up and creep up behind you when you're not looking. So this is like exclusively a really horrible creeper that will literally just creep up on you from behind, and when you're not looking, that's when it's going to come into your radius and explode. So that's the main thing that is different about this creeper. I thought I'd just make it quite simple, and I think when you kill it, it would drop gunpowder and sticks as well. And then we have the mushroom creeper, which I was super excited for. So with the mushroom creeper, I don't know if it would have the same mechanic that it tries to get out of your line of sight. I think this is very simply just kind of a normal creeper, but with a very added mushroom themed downside, which is that when it explodes and catches you in its explosion radius, it does poison you. So it releases a poisonous cloud. I imagine the animation for the explosion would be kind of green tinted, and then it will poison you. I imagine it's probably pretty weak outside of that, but being poisoned in the middle of the night when you're being chased by a bunch of mobs, that would really be the annoying final nail in the coffin. Wow, you're at the end of the video. That either means that you watched the entire thing, in which case thank you, or that you skipped to the end, but either way I just want to say thank you for being here, for clicking on my videos out of all of the videos on this site. And I just want to introduce myself. So my name's Lola, if you don't know me. This is my art channel, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort to make these videos. To, you know, draw all of this art has taken me hours and hours and hours. So I just want to say that if you appreciate any little thing about this video, it really does just help me so much in the algorithm if people interact with the video, likes, comments and shares. So if you liked it, please do not forget to like, and you know, you don't have to comment if you don't want to, anything complicated, but I would like to know if you liked any of the creepers from this video, if you would like any of those designs or anything similar to be added to Minecraft, if you have your own designs, even if you hate them and you're like, I hate them, this is dumb, this is so stupid, that's still engagement. So feel free to still comment that, and I'll still be grateful for your hate comments. But if you just want to leave your support, I always just ask if anyone can leave a star emoji in the comment section. Then it just does the world of good to let me know that you made it to the end of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!